So you have the rituals, you have the criminal law. The criminal law is qisas, that's in the Quran. And that has to do mainly with murder and homicide. And it actually is based on equity. Okay, so rich people don't get away with murder just because they're better lawyers. Then there are hudud, there are penalties that are prescribed in the Quran. And these are the limits. Hudud means limit. Okay? And I'll give you an example here because people get confused. The Quran says, and the stealing man and the stealing woman, فَاقْطَعُوا أَيْدِيَهُمَا, cut their hands. See, Islam prescribes cutting the hands of thieves. No, it doesn't. Okay? Because you first have to define who is the stealer, what is it they stole, how much did they steal, and all of those have to be defined. Okay? So if you create an environment where people are hungry and they have to steal for food, you cannot go around chopping their hands off. Okay? So even though the Quran says that, you have to define all of those things. What is it they stole? Food. How much did they steal? Maybe a quarter bread. Okay? There's no punishment. What did they steal? How much? What was the circumstances? What was the condition? You have to define all of those. The result is almost nobody's hand is cut. In the entire 500 years of Ottoman history, there is only one case that you can prove of chopping the hands. So, I mean, the things are not as they seem because you don't look at the surface. And I don't know whether I'll come to the thing because there is another thing. And then there is called ta'zir, and these are the laws in addition to those that the governments can make and legislate and so on. And of course, any new question that comes, it is referred to some person who decides, and they make a fatwa. Okay? And by the way, there's civil law, personal law, public law, commercial law, and Islam insists on having personal law that is personal. The government should have no business getting into it. So it insists on the diversity of law. No Western system permits diversity. They insist on the same law being applied to everyone. While Islam says your personal law is no business of the government. But you don't want chaos. So every community, every religion can have their own courts and they make their own law.